Hello students, welcome to this video on magnetism and matter. In this video, we will discuss magnetization, different magnetic materials and ferromagnetism. First, magnetization, denoted by capital M, is the net magnetic moment per unit volume of a material. The formula is M equals M net divided by V. It's a vector and its unit is ampere per meter. Now, consider a long solenoid with N turns per unit length, carrying a current I. The magnetic field inside it, without any material, is B naught equals mu naught times N times I. This is the magnetic field due to the current alone. When we place a magnetic material inside the solenoid, the total magnetic field increases and becomes B equals B naught plus Bm. Here, Bm, the additional field due to the material, is Bm equals mu naught times m. To simplify the analysis, we define a new quantity called magnetic intensity, denoted by H, which represents the magnetic field caused only by external currents. So, the total magnetic field in the material becomes B equals mu naught times the quantity H plus m. Now, the magnetization M depends on how the material reacts to the applied field H, and this is given by M equals chi times H. Here, chi is the magnetic susceptibility, which tells us how easily a material can be magnetized. Substituting this, we get B equals mu naught times 1 plus chi multiplied by H. We define relative permeability, denoted by mu r, as mu r equals 1 plus chi. So, the magnetic field can also be written as B equals mu naught times mu r times H. Finally, the magnetic permeability of the material, denoted by mu, is mu equals mu naught times mu r, which is also mu naught times 1 plus chi. These expressions allow us to classify magnetic materials, whether they strengthen the magnetic field, weaken it, or do nothing, by looking at their susceptibility or permeability. Now let's see how different materials behave based on these values. 1. Diamagnetic materials. Diamagnetic materials are the odd ones out. Instead of getting attracted to magnets like iron, they actually repel them. When placed in a magnetic field, these materials move from areas of strong magnetic fields to areas of weaker fields, almost like they're trying to get away from the stronger parts. In a uniform magnetic field, the field lines are pushed away from the material, causing the magnetic field inside to weaken, though the effect is quite small, typically by just 1 part in 10^5. In a non-uniform magnetic field, the material moves from high to low field strength. Why does this happen? Electrons and atoms have orbital angular momentum, which gives them a magnetic moment. In diamagnetic substances, the net magnetic moment is zero. When a field is applied, electrons with magnetic moments in the same direction slow down, while those in the opposite direction speed up, creating a net magnetic moment opposite to the applied field. This leads to repulsion. Examples of diamagnetic materials include bismuth, copper, lead, silicon, water, and sodium chloride. While all substances are diamagnetic to some extent, this effect is often overpowered by other behaviors like paramagnetism or ferromagnetism. In superconductors, however, the effect is perfect. They show zero magnetic permeability, mu r is equal to 0, and completely expel the magnetic field. This is known as the Meissner effect, and it's used in technologies like magnetically levitated trains. 2. Paramagnetic materials. Paramagnetic substances are weakly magnetized when placed in an external magnetic field. They are attracted to magnets and move from weak to strong regions of the magnetic field. The atoms, or ions or molecules, in paramagnetic materials have a permanent magnetic dipole moment. However, due to random thermal motion, there's no net magnetization. When placed in a strong external magnetic field, B, at low temperatures, the atomic dipoles align with the field, leading to magnetization. The field lines become concentrated inside the material, enhancing the magnetic field inside. But this enhancement is slight, about 1 part in 10 to the power 5. In a non-uniform magnetic field, the material moves from weak to strong field regions. Examples of paramagnetic materials include aluminum, sodium, calcium, oxygen at STP, and copper chloride. The magnetization of a paramagnetic material depends on both the material and temperature. As the field increases or the temperature decreases, magnetization increases, eventually reaching a saturation point when all dipoles align perfectly with the field. 3. Ferromagnetic materials. Ferromagnetic substances are strongly magnetized when placed in an external magnetic field. They have a strong attraction to magnets, moving from weak to strong regions of the magnetic field. Like in paramagnetic materials, the atoms in ferromagnetic materials poses a magnetic dipole moment. But unlike paramagnetic materials, these atoms interact with each other, causing them to spontaneously align in the same direction, forming regions called domains. Each domain has its own net magnetization, and the domains are typically around 1 millimeter in size and contain about 10 to the power 11 atoms. Initially, the magnetization within each domain is random, so there's no overall magnetization. When an external magnetic field, B, is applied, the domains align with the field and grow in size. This domain motion can actually be observed under a microscope by sprinkling a suspension of powdered ferromagnetic material in a liquid. The domains eventually merge into a single giant domain. As a result, in ferromagnetic materials, the magnetic field lines are highly concentrated. In a non-uniform magnetic field, the material moves to the stronger field region. Now, what happens when the external field is removed? In some materials, the magnetization persists, even without the external field. These are called hard magnetic materials or hard ferromagnets. Examples include alnico, an alloy of iron, aluminium, nickel, cobalt, and copper, and lodestone, which form permanent magnets, such as those used in compasses. Other materials, called soft ferromagnetic materials, like soft iron, lose their magnetization when the external field is removed. Ferromagnetic materials, such as iron, cobalt, nickel, and gadolinium, have a relative magnetic permeability greater than 1000. However, temperature plays a crucial role. At high temperatures, ferromagnetic materials turn into paramagnetic materials as their domain structure breaks down. This transition is gradual, and the magnetization slowly disappears. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev to ensure you score well in your exams. And that's not all. You also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more for NEET. Thank you.